So we had a record. In 9 months, he did $1.4 million in gross sales. Now, I'm not sure how much of that is net. My man, Gene started with us a while ago. Gene focuses mainly on two services, loan closings and mobile fingerprinting. Is in DMV area. I have been making money in this business since I was 24. Almost game time. Great evening, everybody. If you are here with us or watching, if you're watching this live or today, happy Thursday. Andre Hatchett here to give you some games. So today we're going over some high level games. So sometimes I do 101 entry level stuff, but today, so I've studied our most successful clients, customers, students who have came through. Just for context, I've been teaching formally for 9 years. It's gonna be 10 years next year. And collectively on a low end, have helped people earn over $40 million in our community. $40 million. So kind of a big deal. But some people earn more than others. Some people's goal is to earn more than others. Some people goal is an extra $500, $2,000 a month. They're good. But what I am doing is I'm studying the people who are making, my number that I have here is $10K a month plus. So we actually had a student who made $1.4 million in this year. And what I mean this year, this calendar year from today, which is 9/12. So from January 1st to 9/12, he made $1.4 million and that's at least 1.4. His goal is to hit $2 million for the year's over, and that's gross profit. With all that being said, I'm like, why do some people earn more money than others? And as I'm doing my research, I came up with these conclusions and this data, and I'm hoping that this data will inform you and show you what's possible. Now, some people are gonna say, yo, Dre, honestly, I'm cool with $2, $4, $5,000 a month. I ain't showing no crazy. Some people are like, yo, show me the money. I'm gonna need that 10, 12 a month. I'm gonna need that 125, 120, 150, 180 a year, 200 a year. If that's you, I'm gonna help you get this. I have been making money in this business since I was 24, so long ago, since I was 24, and now I am 32. So now I am 32. I've been at this since I was 24, so long time. So yes, I've been at this a long time. The high performer. So who's a high performer? So this isn't an insult to anyone who is not or doesn't consider themselves one. I'm just talking about the people who are maximizing their income here. High performers, for this case study at least, for people who are consistently earning $10,000 plus a month. People who are consistently doing $10,000 plus a month as a notary entrepreneur. All right. So a little bit about me. I started my first notary business in 2005, hence it being a really long time. November 2005. I made money every month since I had my stamp. So when I got my stamp, I got paid. That day at work, I made $47. When I got my stamp in my hand, that day at work, I made $100, working 7 hours. And that evening, at a notary appointment, I did a job, my first job. I made $47 in 20 minutes, and it's been on ever since. Haven't had a job in 15 years. Look, that might change one day. Might be working at Google one day or working at IBM. Who knows what could happen in the future? But I haven't had a job in 15 years, and this business is what's kept me out. Now, I'm not telling you to leave your job. I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm not saying you ever have to leave, but I'm just showing you what this business can do for you. This business is very overlooked. So a lot of people like flashy stuff. They want to be lit. People say they don't want to be lit. A lot of them are lying. They want to be lit. They want recognition. So they skip over needed stuff to get the fancy stuff. And oftentimes it doesn't work out. I have a saying that I use. Feel free to use it. If you need money, just do needed stuff. Keep that in mind in your journey. Many people who, after working with us, within 45 days of working with us, they start making money. So people say, well, Dre, if I pay you, how soon can I start making money? Well, it's unethical for me to give you a guarantee on what you could do. I don't know you. I don't know your level of focus, your work ethic, how dedicated you are, if you already have 5 businesses going on. But for people who do take it seriously, within 45 days or so is the average time frame. So you could be self-employed or be the middleman. So self-employed means my phone rings, job comes in, boop, 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 boop. I go out, I do the job myself. That's self-employed. Business owner means call comes in, I might answer it or someone else might answer it. Let's say I charge the client $200. I then have a notary do the job for $100. So I keep $100 from them doing the job. That's the middleman. That's a business owner. That is an agency. Self-employed, I do the job myself, keep the whole 200. Middleman, just rough numbers. I have someone else do it for 100. I keep 100. There isn't a right or wrong way to do it. It's just what's your preference. I know people who set out the gate day one out the gate. They are middlemaning jobs. I know some people who never middleman jobs. I know people who do both, like me. So it's all about what works for you. So previous life, I was a teacher's aide and youth basketball coach. Here goes me. So yeah, that was my old life. Very rewarding work. But here I am still teaching, just on my own platform and helping people in a different way. So coaching youth basketball was great. Second to fifth graders, it was a lot of fun. Working with special needs children was phenomenal, very rewarding work. But this is just a new chapter of my life. Well, it's not really new anymore, but this is the second phase of my adult working life, and I'm loving it and great at it. And the 40, this is actually low. I have to recalculate it. I think it's closer to 45, 50, but we'll just go to 40 for now. It's a big deal because so many people started, they knew they needed to make, some people needed to make more money or else they were going to be evicted and homeless in a few months. Some people like, I just want a better quality of life. I want to go on more vacations. I can live, but I can't save for retirement. I can live, but I don't have the down payment to buy real estate. So this is very, very rewarding to me because it just shows, it shows what's possible. What can be done? We've done it. And I take a lot of pride in the fact that we've done this and for people all over the country. And these are paying students. This isn't even people who might watch so many on YouTube or heard a podcast. These are paying students who have earned this kind of money. That's a big deal. All right. So we had a record. This is my man Knowledge. Knowledge is 28. He lives in South Florida. 9 months. In 9 months, he did $1.4 million in gross sales. Now, I'm not sure how much of that is net. That's been a lot of money in advertising. But just for context, over 1 billion documents have to be notarized each year, and over 3 million people need to be fingerprinted, had to be fingerprinted last year. So the money is there, and now they showed us this. Shout out to now, $1.4 million in 9 months. That is crazy. My man Gene started with us a while ago. Gene's 30 now. I think he was 24, so 6 years ago he was in, I have it wrong here. I said the Army, he was in the Navy. He started studying, and when he got out, he's been doing it full time. I'm like, wow, man, proud of Gene. So Gene focuses mainly on 2 services, loan closings and mobile fingerprinting. He's in the DMV area. Shout out to my man Gene. Jay and his wife started with $500. They're in South Florida. No, they're in Tampa. They've earned over $500,000. So $500,000 with a $500 startup cost. What kind of ROI is that? If you guys know, what kind of ROI is that? That's crazy. So if you just had to guess, what do these people have in common? So these are amongst 3 of our very successful alumni. Shout out to them. If you just have to guess, what do they have in common? They went all in. There are other things as well. But when people say, hey, Dre, why do some people make money, some people don't? If you can go all in on something, you can make money. I challenge people, to stop cutting corners, stop chasing this business, this hustle, NFTs, every other week is something else. Just lock in and you can make money. Lock in and you can make money. $500,000 here, 200 plus here, 1.4 this year here. No one has been in. Gene started 6 years ago, but these 2 guys are 4 years or less. I think Knowledge 3, maybe 4. Jay and his wife definitely 2020 or 2021. Right, so you can do the same thing. Okay, what did they get right? They spend money not cheap. So in business, you're gonna have to spend money. I'm telling you guys what these guys did. I asked them separately, like, what did you guys do? They're not cheap. They spend money on advertisement, coaching through me. They spend the money where it needs to be spent. Oftentimes people want to get rich, but they don't want to spend money to get there. It's just tough. It's just tough. Cheap people have a ceiling. I'll say it again. Cheap people have a ceiling because in order to get a better website, to increase your advertisements, increase your marketing budget, if you're not spending money, you're capped off on what you could do. So these guys, they're not cheap. They spend money. They are extremely organized. Well, I don't know if they were born extremely organized or how they achieved it, but they're all organized. When you get a chance, rate your level of organization from 1 to 10, with 10 being high, 10 being, I'm organized. If you aren't, don't try to say you're going to get organized tomorrow. Just give yourself 4 to 6 months to be what I call a well-oiled machine. These guys are organized. They have paperwork in order. They have systems. And the next one, they master. So you do not have to be perfect to make money, but you need to master something. Perfection and mastery might sound similar, but they're different. In life and in business, the person who masters the thing wins. Well, Jay, what's that have to do with making money? This is what they did. They mastered what they do. They didn't halfway do anything. They went all in on what they were doing. People who don't make money, they usually have 3 to 5 things going on, and they are what I call professional dabbler. They dabble all over the place, hoping to get a lick, hoping to make money. They're professional dabblers. I encourage you great people not to dabble. I encourage you great people to go all in. Skip the dabbling. All right, let's do it. They created systems. So why don't people create systems? They're boring. They're time consuming. There's no guarantee they would work, and they cost money. They're time consuming. They're boring, and there's no guarantee that they will make money. People like to skip skip the systems part in hopes of a wish, in hopes of a half-court shot, Hail Mary pass in football. I'm going to wish my way to 10K a month. I'm going to wish my K to $1 million in 9 months. It sounds good, but it ain't. Let me go back to Knowledge for a second. All right, so Knowledge, he has 14 employees answering the phone all over the country. So in our industry, we got our leads through email, text message, or people call the phone. So he has 14 people answering the phone. That takes money, that takes SOPs, that takes systems, that takes all that stuff, but he has 14 people answering the phone. So he's able to get 14 leads at a time. Now, if it's just me, now I can close 14 deals a day, maybe even 20 deals a day, but I'm capped off because I just have my one phone. Me and my one phone. That's cool, but 14 people answering the phone. So when I say systems, when I say procedures, yo, what's up, okay? Next, they increase their soft skills. So soft skills is this unwritten thing. You don't even know somebody really has good ones until you know it. So how you speak to somebody over the phone. How pleasant is your voice? So if I'm on the phone and say, great day, thank you for calling Atlanta Prime Notary, how can I help you? Say thank you. Ask them how their days go. These little nuances that you're like, it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal. Is the client happy to, is a prospective client, because they're not the client yet, are they happy to pay? Are they happy to spend money with you? Do they trust? What these guys also have gotten great at is turning the soft skills, what some might call great customer service, into repeat clients. Everybody write this down. It is cheaper and easier to have a repeat client than it is a new client. It is cheaper and easier to have a repeat client than it is a new client. Are people happy to talk to you? Are they do they get excited because they know that you're in a good mood? How high is your energy? They said people who exercise make more money, and I didn't really get it at first. And I said, oh yeah, people who exercise, generally speaking, of course, usually have better energy, so they make more money. Bingo, there it is. People who have more energy are usually people who exercise, usually have more energy, more pleasant to be around because they're happier, and they flow better. Soft skills is a flow. You see the guy at the bar, he might not be even the best looking guy who hollers at the girl, but he gets the girl because he has better energy. Soft skills. In life, in business, if you could do these things, you will win. Spend money where it needs to be spent. Don't be cheap. You'll always be capped off when you're cheap. You will always have a ceiling on your income potential if you're cheap. All right? Organized, they mastered their thing. They went all in on their thing. They created systems. They increased their soft skills. They spent money. Keep these things in mind, and you guys will win. Let's get into it next. The services you pick doesn't matter. It might sound weird, but when you start learning the business, when you start getting into it, you're going to see which ones you just personally like better. There might not be a wrong or reason for it, but which one you like better. You do not have to do all services to make money. You do not have to do all services to make money because all these services pay well and people need these. People need all these. What you want to do is be great at what you're advertising. Be great at what you're good at. So let's go with some numbers here. So loan closings, low end 125, high and 350. Mobile fingerprinting per appointment 200. Oh, let me go back a step. When dealing with loans, when working in the loan closing fields, you want to work with title companies, law firms, and escrow companies. They pay the most. Title companies, law firms, escrow, and add abstract in there too. They pay the most, right? Low end 125, higher end 350. Mobile fingerprinting, big bucks. Why? I'll tell you. So a lot of corporations will need you to fingerprint their employees, their existing employees, new hires, for people who are getting their liquor license, immigration license, Series 7's license, that's the financial license if you work in the financial field. They need to fingerprint their employees all the time. CPAs need to get fingerprinted as well. So they might have 10, 12, 20 people need to get fingerprinted. If you charge 20 people $200, how much are you making there? If you charge 20 people $200, how much are you making? So if one person calls me and they need 2 sets of fingerprints, I might charge on the low end $200. It's not uncommon to see $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 clients. Is it every day? I wouldn't say that, but is it every month? It can be. Definitely can be every month. So mobile fingerprinting pays well. Wills and power of attorneys, low end 150, higher end 350. Wills, that's when you're organizing your life. When you aren't here anymore, you want your niece to inherit the land. You want Jacob, your son, to get the Lamborghini, Ashley to get the condo, and your cousin Derek to get the Jeep, right? So you're organizing your debt. You're organizing your assets upon your debt. Now, people don't mind paying because they have money to pay. Wills pay very, very well. POAs, power of attorney, is when you're alive. You want to give someone authority to act on your behalf when you aren't there. POAs, power of attorney, low end 150, higher end 350. All right. Estate planning documents, it's a mixture of wills, living trusts, power of attorneys, healthcare proxies sometimes. Basically, this file that lawyers create for individuals, or sometimes they do it for themselves. All this paperwork is organized into one neat package, and we go up and when we do our thing. Price, low end $250, higher end $350. Most of these calls will come from law firms. Apostille processing, big bucks too. Lower end $225, higher end $10,000. Why the big price difference? Same thing as the fingerprinting, there are a lot of corporate clients. So for people who need apostilles, they're doing international business. So they need their documents processed for international use. I mean, if you have a business here and a business in Spain, you got money. you have a bucket. So people often need these documents last minute. They often have a bunch of them. It could be 5, 10, 20, 30 documents. It pays very well, and we're paid up front. So you're basically operating as a high-end courier service. So you will be running around to the client, notarizing some forms or an affidavit, attaching it to the documents, going to the county clerk, Department of State, depending on your state, then going back to the client or mailing documents to the client. Bing, bang, smooth. Question I often get is, can I do this part-time? Yo, people need you all the time. People need you all the time. Yes, you could do it part-time. Your job doesn't matter. You could do this thing part-time. When I say that, here goes some services here. You could pick one and go all in. You could do 2, 3. You could do all of them. But the key is this. Know what you're doing before you try to do all of them. Oftentimes in life, people overestimate what we could do in a year, and they underestimate what they could do in 5 years. So people underestimate what we could do overestimate what we could do in a year, and underestimate what we could do in 3 to 5 years. Meaning, we try to cram everything into a week, a month, 6 months, a year, because we got the rush. The rusher doesn't make money. It sounds good, but you're all over the place. You're sloppy. You're not organized. Just go all in. You go all in, you'll make money. So these are services to offer. You don't have to offer all of them today, tomorrow, or ever. Just do what you do. The other thing that the guys I mentioned earlier did, they paid for accountability. Pay for information is a great, right? Some people need it, some people don't. Most people do need it though. Most people who I know who make $250 a year plus, they're in some kind of mentorship, coaching, consulting group, whatever. They're paying for something. It's not just the information, it's the accountability. Your ability to follow through. If you can follow through on your own, you can hit YouTube and hit TikTok and figure it out and put it all together. But if you know that you started 5 businesses last week and you haven't opened up the course, you haven't opened up the book, you haven't found a study buddy, just get accountability. Get paid accountability. If you are overweight and you find someone else who's overweight, you might say, okay, great, we're both overweight, let's go to the gym together. That sounds good. You have a better chance of teaming up with somebody who is in shape or just a personal trainer. Why? Because 2 people who aren't where they want to be, trying to get where they gotta go, it sounds good, but it usually doesn't work out because you need new habits. Don't try to team up with somebody who has habits that are undeveloped as yours. Don't try to team up with somebody who has habits that are just as undeveloped as yours. This is the big leagues. The word easy could be misleading, so I try not to use it, but I do use the word simple. So let me go back a step. If you have any questions, type them in the chat. When I asked these guys, what was it that they got from me and from us, they said this. You hold us accountable, you have great follow through, and you lay things out to where it's simple to digest. Big words sound good. I don't have a lot of them. Fancy verbiage sounds good. I get to the point and I get you guys to the money. So if you want to be like them, I can help you do that. If you have a job, here's what I need you to do. Here's what I want you to do if you guys have a job. I want you to do this today. Carve out the time in which you will dedicate to going all in on this business. So carve out the time you will be putting into this business. And what do I mean by the time? So if you work 6 till 2, what hours between 3:30 and 11 are you going to dedicate? The good thing is you don't have to dedicate 5 hours a day. You don't even have to dedicate 4. In my experience, if you put in a firm 45 to 90 minutes, 4 to 5 days a week, you can get this information. You can grasp it. But don't try to lie to yourself and say, I'm going to just cram. No, fam. You're an adult. Pace yourself. Get a system in place and say, yo, when can I study? People see all the fancy advertising, and I technically don't use the word easy in my marketing because of this. It's going to take work. Is it going to wreck your brain to go crazy? For most people, not. Some people, yeah. But as long as you're willing to put in the work, you can make money. All these guys I just showed you, they just got great at those things that I went over. Not cheap, mastery, systems, organization, and they just went all in. So I gave them the game. I held them accountable, and they ran with it. Now, who doesn't make money? This is who doesn't make money. If you already have 4 businesses and you are broke, don't start a 5th unless you're going to drop the 4. So being busy sounds cool. Busy and broke go together. What do I mean by that? People think adding a lot of stuff onto your plate will automatically make you money. Adding stuff onto your plate without systems and an organized plan will just keep you broke. Now, you can add stuff onto your plate when your plate is cut out. So you have the mac and cheese over here, cucumbers here, salmon here, an organized plate. This will set you apart. When are you going to study? When are you going to implement? A lot of you guys are people pleasers. What do I mean by that? If somebody wants you to go with them to the mall, you're going to go. If somebody wants you to watch their kids, you're going to watch them. If your kid's got to go somewhere, you're going to go. If your girl got to go somewhere, you're going to go. For this season of your life, I need you to be selfish with your time. Give people a heads up and say, hey, look, I'm embarking on becoming a notary entrepreneur. I need to get this $10K a month bag. I'm going to be telling you no a lot. Now, not every day, but we got to carve out our time to do stuff. I cannot overly commit to you how I used to. I got to carve out my time to get this stuff. With the information, with the time cut out, and with the accountability, you guys will make money. That's the formula. That is the formula. So I have one more thing I'm going to show you guys, and that's all I got. It's nothing crazy. You might say, well, what about this? Yo, it's nothing crazy. A bunch of boring steps. But people don't like boring. People don't like that stuff. Once you embrace it, the dry cleaner around the corner has a higher likelihood of succeeding than the nightclub. I'll say it again. The dry cleaner around the corner has a higher likelihood of succeeding than the nightclub. But the nightclub will have more people there on day one, most likely. They might. All right. So if you guys want me to help if you guys want to work with me, this is for people who, 1, have the time to commit, and 2, are only focused on making ongoing high level. If you know that this will just be a hobby for you, not your main thing, I don't know if it's worth it for you because of the price point, but I'll let you determine that. I created it because some people they just are only focused on making 10K plus a month. So this is for you. It's an accelerator program that we start next month, and October 3rd is $1,500, and we're meeting twice a week for 2 months. So we're meeting twice a week for 2 months, and it's intensive. So we're not going to have a bunch of slides. We're going to get together and we're going to be working while we're in class. We are working while we're in class. You're going to leave class, have a couple of days off, then come back, and we're going to work more. So it's an accelerated program, so it's intensive. We're meeting October, November. Then we're going to have a follow-up month in February. We're going to have a follow-up classes in February for 4 weeks to make sure you guys did everything that we went over in October and November. So it's intensive. It's a lot. You guys get to keep every class I've ever taught. You guys have access to that for life. This is for you. Love to have you. The link is here. Mobile Notary Launch /accelerator. This is for people who want to go to the top. You could be a beginner, you could be old, but it's intensive. I'm on you. We're going to meet together twice a week, and we're going to work while we are here. Some people are cool with a pre-recorded class. They have the video, the notes, they're good. Cool. Some people are only going to execute if they have somebody on top of them. So I'm a high performance coach. People know me for being a notary coach that I do at a high level, but I'm really a personal development / business development coach. So one of my biggest compliments I get from people is them telling me that they're mad at me. They say, yo, Dre, well, I was mad at you when I started. Good. I want to be mad at me because I'm going to push you past your comfort zone, and I'm not going to take your excuses. I'm on you. I am on you. I'm not taking your excuses. I'm not hearing them. I am on you. You paid me good money. Now let's see the results. Now let's get it done. So lady, my last one, Jessica Shire, she was like, I was mad at you. I was like, man, who does this guy think he is? But then she said she appreciated it. If that's what you need to get ahead, if that works for you, the link is here to enroll. If not, I hope to see you guys soon. Keep me posted on your progress. Love y'all. Have a great day. Brother Dre, I am out.